Hi. We are all smoked up and thought about what we said, and now we're going to say more. Right now we are in the middle of recording a discussion, response, reaction, whatever. I just want to be part of the conversation, and I do want to hear it out. But what we are focusing on is a discussion between an ex-NetherRealm developer and a prominent gaming journalist and a prominent fighting game competitor. So let's go. Oh shit! What the? Oh, you son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! I'm gonna edit this
When
part
I
out.
did Scarlet and MK11,
Hold on.
there were two.
Hold on. Rewind that.
Story, because when I did Scarlet and MK11, there were two moves that I cut. Now, I didn't delete
he did Scarlet as well. Interesting. Let's go.
Code or anything. I just did a very large bracket comment out. If people know C++, they know what I'm talking about. But so I did that because I was like, these two moves, she doesn't need this. She doesn't need the tongue move because she already has two high projectiles, the blood ball and the bloodshot. And the purpose of those two moves were supposed to replace each other, because the blood ball was supposed to be more like a reptile force ball that she could hide behind and use as a spacing tool, because she also had that blood teleport. And then the bloodshot was supposed to be, the fast moving one that sends the blood back to you to heal you. That was supposed to just be like your straight up high projectile, because she also had that low projectile that trapped your leg. And, so that was kind of her mix up game. But come to find out that they were variations, during the development cycle where both of those moves were activated at the same time. And I was like, well, why does she need two high projectiles at the same time? She only needs one. The purpose of these were to swap each other. And it's just kind of like, oh, it's just what Paulo's tinkering with. And then those two moves that I cut were the ones that she stood in place and held the knife in her hand, and she took like 5 damage and you took 10 damage. The reason why I cut that move was just because it wasn't really working out. It was supposed to be more like a voodoo thing where if Sub-Zero threw his ice ball, he would actually be put into the ice reaction. I mean, I would still take some damage, but you're the one that gets put into the reaction as a quick like parry counter or whatever. And it just really wasn't coming together. Plus, I wasn't getting much programmer support for like a voodoo doll system. And so I was like, all right, I'm just going to cut this. And then the other move was the tongue that you could do close, mid, far, very far, which ended up being a high quote unquote projectile. And I was like, but she already has 2 high projectiles. Why does she need a third? And so I did a comment out. And as we were getting down to ground zero, where you go gold and whatnot, I start getting bugs from QA about these two moves. And I'm like, well, no, I checked in some files where it was completely commented out, not activated anymore. And it turns out he reactivated it. And so then I started getting Slack messages of like, hey, you got to get together with so-and-so and get some visual effects for this thing and make sure there's sound effects for it. And I'm like, wait, what? No, I cut that move. And so I was trying to explain, like, this is why I cut the move, because as a designer of Scarlet, like, she doesn't need this move because of XYZ. And it's like, oh, well, we kind of just need it for the gear system. Or I forget what the exact excuse was. And I was just like, well, no, I'm the designer of Scarlet, and I'm cutting these moves because she already has these other moves, and that's not really working towards her playstyle. And furthermore, her standing there holding a knife in her hand just looks stupid.
I have to stop. I already hear blood count. Dude, we got to touch base. I would love to have him on my stream. I would love to do a video or interact with this guy, because this guy, blood count, this is who I've been talking about, man. This is when I said that there are good people at NetherRealm that fucking care, and they're fighting the good fight, and those people deserve our support. They deserve us standing up. And dude, he doesn't work there anymore, and you can see why, because you hear the vitriol and frustration in his voice. He's like, come on. Like, bro, you put this in the game and it broke the game, so I took it out and explained that I took it out because it broke the game, And then rather than anything else, you just put it back in, and then it broke the game, and now everybody's mad at me for not fixing it. Like, NetherRealm has got to be the most toxic, awful fucking place to work at. Like, I would lose my fucking shit if Paulo was my boss. I swear to God. Jesus, please keep me from cussing, because I'm gonna say, just, if that was what I was working under, that completely disrespectful lack of communication, like, that's a lack of communication on a level that is like Paulo doesn't even respect this man's work enough to tell him when he changed it, and just allowed him to take all the fallout. Like, that's some total scumbag manager shit rolls downhill bullshit, corpo commander, cocksucker attitude that I've been trying to wave the flag against. Like, dude, these are the bad, like, bro, Paulo needs to go. I'm sorry. That is like bad management. That's occupational incompetence, and these are things that he brags about on the Kombat cast while doing his birthday shout-outs, if that's the same Paulo I'm thinking about. Like, holy shit! Like, how am I know how, okay? I'm in here in a room alone by myself. That's how I'm the only person angry right now. But if you're not angry, and you're not like, look at me, I can't stop moving. I'm like furious that something that I enjoy and love has been entrusted to someone that I can't even figure out if they're stupid or hateful. And I don't know which option is the better option. Because I feel like the stupidity isn't just stupid. It's like willful, blatant ignorance. Like, this guy goes out of his way to be as ignorant about the games as fucking possible. Or he just, like, hates anyone that plays the game and thinks that fighting games are fun. Like, I don't know, man. I'm having like a harsh existential crisis here. How long have I been going? Like, holy crap. We're at 8 minutes. I'm trying to make these into 10-minute clips. I'm not even going to post that first part. Okay? Like, yeah, I'm going to edit that, but I'm going to cut this here and post this, like, first, because, like, this is all of our fears confirmed just from right here, reading in between the lines and looking at the workflow of how things operate there. Like, how do they even get games released? Like, you're telling me that you have all these dudes working on all this shit, right? Or maybe they're chicks. Maybe they're Stephanie Brownbacks, right? You have all these people working on a bunch of shit. And before that can be, like, passed on to the consumer, it must go through this filter of a guy who brags about incompetence and ignorance towards the very subject matter that he is supposed to be the arbiter of quality for. Right? Like, he's supposed to be above Stephanie Brownback. Stephanie Brownback is quality control. That's above that, right? Because they've got to take the thing that is quality and he has to decide whether or not it's good enough to go, right? Stephanie Brownback says, this is the quality. Here you go. Is this the quality? Yes. Right? So you have this guy who is openly ignorant to, like, anything to do with the game on a technical level. Not as in, like, he can't do a one-frame link, but I'm saying the techniques, right? He can't technically play the game at a level that they are trying to get money from the players who are, right? They're trying to get into the Evo, right? They're trying to get pro players. They shove Sonic Fox's cheating ass down everybody's throat, right? They're trying to get that money while trying to make a game specifically to frustrate and bewilder those people. And I'm just like, why? Like, why are you trying to go out of your way to frustrate the very people whose money you are seeking? Because if you weren't seeking our money, you wouldn't be selling us a game. And that's what I'm saying. I've come to two conclusions. He's either fucking hateful and just an awful, angry, evil, hateful guy who like jerks off to like people not being happy, like, ha ha ha, those Mortal Kombat fans, I'm gonna get them today, right? Just a little goblin. Or he's like that dumb, like he thinks he's a pro player, but has no clue. And I'm just like, I'm kind of like awestruck. I don't even want to say speechless. I have a lot of things that I want to say. None of them are good, and I don't know what order I want to get them out. So I'm trying to think before saying something because, like, yeah, that's pretty heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking to hear that that's how Mortal Kombat's made. Like, I was warned beforehand that this was going to be a tough podcast to listen to. A couple of you guys told me that this was going to be a tough podcast to listen to, and yeah, you guys are right, man. It's true. Like we're like they clearly there are negative feelings towards us. And I mean, like, I don't know, it makes me not regret all the times I was critical, but it does make me rethink all the times I was positive. But here's the deal, though, man. I still stand by my original statement. Because, again, this guy, right? Bloodcount. Okay? He doesn't work there anymore. But I don't have any reason to believe that there aren't people like him there. Okay? Like, there's probably a Bloodcount-esque person. Maybe it's a lady, right? Maybe she's hot, right? Maybe she's ugly. Doesn't even matter. They're just in there like, yo, I want to make this game tight, man. And like, yo, like, I want to have like really cool stuff, and I want it to be fun, and I want it to be deep. So that way, if like you spend a lot of time playing the game and like you got good, like you would still have fun. You know, like these people that they get it. This guy gets it, dude. I'll say it publicly here. Bloodcount gets it, man. At least at a certain fundamental level, Bloodcount gets it. He doesn't work there anymore, but I would be ignorant to say that there isn't anybody there right now like that. And so that's where I'm at in my conflict. My internal conflict is like, yo, like, fuck these assholes at NetherRealm. But on the second hand, like, yo, man, those assholes at NetherRealm, man, they need our help. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to reach out to Bloodcount. Yo, Bloodcount, can you confirm if there's like people, like good people still there? I am this far in the podcast, so he may say something like that. I keep saying something, and then he says it right after I say it. It's kind of funny to me. I don't know if you guys are noticing that. But, yeah, I mean, guys, that's why that's why we're fighting as hard as we're fighting. That's why I'm fighting as hard as I'm fighting, right? To get the voices like this heard, right? I'm trying to be a leader and use what little clout I have left to get the people that are silenced out there. Because here's the deal. There's a lot of people that are hating on MK and hating on NetherRealm because they think nobody there is like this guy. Because this guy's one of us, right? He's on Tom Brady's freaking show with Mike Hollow. Mike Hollow's show with Tom Brady. Sorry. Mike Hollow's show with Tom Brady. He's like one of us. He plays the games. At least at a level that he understood how Scarlet's projectiles are supposed to work, you know, and why. And like, I've made so many guides on MK11, specifically the Scarlet guide, and it's like, yeah, as I was in practice mode figuring it out, this is what I thought that these were designed for. And holy crap, this is the guy who designed Scarlet literally saying, yeah, that's what it's made for. You were right, Honey Badger. It's like, yeah, dude, this guy looks at the game the same way I do. He's just like me. Just wants to have some dope Mortal Kombat stuff going out there. Cool combos and hype moments and good times among the homies, you know? So, yeah. Fuck all the fucking dudes above them, though, man. Fuck all them. I'm going to cut it there. We're at 15 minutes. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shit, I might just post this by itself.